Is it right to stay with someone who's ashamed of your parents? I personally don't think so, but I think it makes for an interesting discussion in our first story today. G'day there guys, it's your main man Markee and welcome back to the channel. Hope you like it here, and if you do, remember to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the barbie, and get ready for some bloody good Am I the Arsehole stories. Let's go. Am I the arsehole for not wanting to hide that my mums are gay to my girlfriend's parents? So I'm 17 and started going out with my girlfriend 7 months ago. We were already chatting before school went online, and I asked her out after. So her parents want to meet mine when it's safe to do that and have dinner at their house. I'm cool with that, and my mums are too, but my girlfriend told me that her parents don't know I have two mums, and she doesn't want them to know because they're not raging homophobes, but they just don't like that. She just says that it'll make them feel weird and uncomfortable, and asked if only one of my mums could go. I don't know. I just don't see why I gotta lie. Like, if we stay together, obviously they'll find out, and also that would be mean to ask one of my mums not to go. I've never been embarrassed about it or weird, so I don't see why it even matters. My girlfriend has been pissed at me ever since, and she just tells me to do it since it's not uncomfortable for her parents. Even my friends are saying that it's not a big deal, and it's not like I'll get grounded for asking my mums to do this. I'm caught in the middle here because I don't want to lie about my mums or exclude one of them, but everyone's acting like I'm being an ass for not doing this thing. Now in the comments, not the asshole, and I think you should consider whether this girl really values you if she wants you to hide your family. She's concerned about how her parents would feel, but she doesn't seem to mind hurting yours. Your parents may not ground you for asking, but they are likely to be hurt. It doesn't sound like that's something you want. The fact that his friends told him to just go along with it because it's not like he'll get grounded made me furious. I know they're just teenagers, but even at that age, you should know that the reason you don't do something hurtful isn't because you'll get grounded, it's because someone will get hurt. What a bunch of self-absorbed assholes. Not the asshole. The embarrassment your girlfriend is fearing now will be 1000% more when they find out you lied about it. From her parents' side, you lied about something major and aren't now trustworthy. From your parents' side, annoyance to the girlfriend about her wanting you to lie. From her parents, anger that your girlfriend pulled this crap. And from your parents, sadness because you went along with it. They'll be asking if you're ashamed of them. That is a whole bunch of crazy that can be avoided. And also, the girlfriend's parents will inevitably ask where the father is or what he does. I don't even think it would get to the end of the evening before the lie was found out. And not the asshole. My mum is gay, and the second my partner asked if only one of my mums could attend a dinner, that would have been the end of the relationship. That is never, ever going to be okay with me. She has shown you where she stands on this. You can talk to her, but honestly, it is unlikely to change in my experience. And now on to the update. So we broke up. Yesterday, since it had already been days of us not talking. I listened to your comments and decided to ask how would she feel if I told her only one of her parents could go because my mums are uncomfortable around heterosexual couples. She basically laughed and said that it's not the same thing because that's a normal couple. That kinda got me, and I asked what's not normal about my mums. I think that's when she saw she screwed up with what she'd said. She said she didn't mean it like that and just knows that it would be awkward and weird because her parents don't like that. Then I asked if she would feel like that too, and she didn't say anything. We talked for a while, and she still wasn't getting how this would hurt my mums, asking them to hide who they are. Then it got to where she admitted it would also be embarrassing for her parents, who would know that I have two mums. And yeah, I wasn't going to take that, and I told her that we're done. I'm not going to be with someone who's embarrassed about my mums or doesn't want others to know. And that was it. My friends haven't said anything to me yet, but I think I'm just going to block them out because I don't want to deal with their crap right now. I know I said in my comments I was thinking about asking my mums for advice, but since we're broke up, I'm not going to tell them why. I only told my mums it wasn't working out with her, and so we're done. They don't need to know why because I don't want them to feel like it's their fault, and they really liked my girlfriend. This would hurt their feelings knowing that she was feeling that way. It's not my first breakup, but it still really sucks, and I'm feeling sad. It is what it is though. Thanks for everyone's help and for telling me your own experiences. Now in the comments, Gertha and Uber says, as a parent, if my kid came to me and told me this, I would first feel hurt, but I'd quickly get over that and feel so proud that my kid stood up for himself, his beliefs, and his parents. So just know, this Reddit mum is very proud of you. OP, you're an inspiration. You got some true grit, my friend, and are acting well beyond your years. The irony is that homophobes say kids of same-sex couples will get screwed up. Yet, who's the more tolerant, kind, and mature kid in this situation? It's certainly not the one raised by a hetero couple. Quote, I don't want them to feel this is their fault. I don't think you need to worry about that. And yeah, they probably would be disappointed in her, although I suspect they'll be more inclined to blame the sources that she picked up that attitude from, but it might save you from well-meaning attempts on their part to try and fix things. Your call though. I think they'd be very proud of the way that you've handled this if they knew the full story, and I'm sure there are better relationships ahead for you. And OP replies, one of my mums has a habit of still feeling bad over this kind of stuff. Like, once in middle school, some kids did say stuff to me, and she stopped going to my school events for a while just so other kids wouldn't make fun of me. We had to convince her to go because I wanted her there. I just don't want them feeling bad. Look, I think it's really great that you're shielding your mums from feeling guilty about the relationship ending. However, once you're in a better place and have gotten over the relationship, and maybe after getting into a different happy relationship, I think it would be good to tell your mums about this if it does come up. It's always nice to hear that someone you cared about stood up for you. Our next post is by user Just a Girl, titled, Am I the asshole for telling my cousin she's committing a sin? So I'll try to keep this straight to the point, but I, female 18, can answer any questions you have. So a year and a half ago, my cousin, 17 female, and aunt, 50 plus, immigrated from Saudi Arabia. They've been living with my family and I in Canada ever since. It's been a real struggle for everyone to adjust, and because they're way more religious than me, they see themselves as more superior. I can't read or write Arabic properly, so they say, oh, poor OP, losing her faith and culture because she was born here. Or they comment on the fact that I can't read the Quran in the original language. Everything I do, they comment on. I watch a show, listen to music, dye my hair, wear skinny jeans or anything remotely fun in front of them, and they give their opinion. Darling, this is haram. Sweetie, doing this is actually not permitted. OP, you can't do this unless you want to go to hell. My parents have told me to keep the peace and that they'll soon get their own place. Since the whole lockdown, my cousin has taken up a new hobby, which is painting. She's actually really talented, and I'm surprised she's never painted before. I was watching anime in our shared room when she told me to turn it off. She said she can't concentrate listening to something haram while she painted. I told her that she's also committing a sin by painting a girl. In Islam, drawing and painting any living thing is a sin. This led to a whole fight, and our parents got involved. Basically, they're telling me to apologize because her painting isn't harming anybody. My cousin has stopped talking to me because my aunt made her stop painting. This caused problems between my parents and aunt because they're telling my aunt it's fine if she paints. Now there's tension in our house, and my parents are kind of pissed at me. Am I the asshole for causing this fight? I admit I lost my temper, but after a year and a half of this, I couldn't take it anymore. Also, my cousin was really good at painting, and it was a way for her to get creative. I feel really bad now that she's not allowed. I don't think you're the asshole for causing this fight. You were just using their logic against you, and it seems they don't like having a mirror held up to their face. Like, rules for thee, but not for me, apparently, with this family. Very odd situation that they would start a huge argument and cause so much tension in your house over painting and anime. But if the cousin knew that what she was doing was a sin and is acting so heavy-handed to OP for sinning in her own regard, why is she so upset that she's been banned from painting living things? Like, if you're going to judge so heavily, live up to that, you know? Live up to your standards that you've set. It's just stupid that you'd get pissed off at OP for that. It seems like OP isn't allowed to be pissed off at her for all the shaming and sinning that OP is doing, but when it comes to her, how dare you be pissed off at me for sinning? Very weird. I'm going not the arsehole for this one, OP. I think they deserved it. Now in the comments, not the arsehole. If she's going to have a running commentary about how you're living, she better expect to be held to that same standard. I would tell your family that you'll agree not to comment on what they do as long as they can keep their opinions to themselves. This. Your parents, though. You told them it was an issue. They didn't deal with it, and then when this happened, they did the whole surprised Pikachu face thing. You're not the asshole. If you can't take crap, don't talk crap. Here's the kicker. My cousin has stopped talking to me because my aunt made her stop painting. That right there is called blasphemy and apostasy. It's blasphemy to go against the word of Allah and declare something haram to be harmless when it has been decisively labeled harmful to the self by an infallible being, and questioning the infallibility of Allah in this matter can be taken as abandoning the faith. Plus, calling out everything as haram is haram. It's for Allah to judge. Can't help but notice there was no man traveling with them too. Only hyper-religious when it's convenient, huh? Rules for thee and not for me. A hypocrisy that transcends any border or culture in one shape or form. That's how emotionally immature people think. Rules are for other people. R/entitled people are scary and hilarious at the same time. Emotional immaturity exists on a scale from tantrum toddler to sulky teen, but it's always abusive. Georgia, in Ginny and Georgia, described the patriarchy as death by a million paper cuts. It's a perfect analogy to how it feels to have any kind of relationship, work, family, friend, significant other, with emotionally immature people of any gender. Tiny barbs that add up to an ocean of pain. The medium chill method helps us deal with those we can't go no contact with. Not the arsehole. Religion is so bizarre, so like, you can't draw living things? Fortunately, there's a loophole. Pulls out knife. Not the arsehole. You watching anime and dyeing your hair, etc. wasn't harming anyone either, but your aunt and cousin still found a reason to comment on it and shame you for it. I'm very much of the opinion, live and let live, as long as you're not endangering anyone else. I'm not even sure what the parents expect OP to be able to change. It seems like the aunt has already put a stop to the cousin painting, and even the parents speaking up for the cousin didn't do anything. OP can't unsay it, and the aunt wouldn't change her mind even if they could. And now on to the update. So I just want to address a few questions that some people had. I agree that it's rude to have a loud show on when other people are in the room. However, I was in my room privately watching on a wall-mounted TV. If she asked me to turn it off, I would have switched to my phone with earbuds. But it's the fact that she said it's haram that just tipped me over. After I told her that her painting is a sin too, she threw her paint stuff against the wall. That's why our parents came into the room. Also, to the Muslims who keep saying that my aunt is not practicing true Islam, she literally could say the same about you. You're on Reddit, most likely in a country that doesn't practice Sharia law. However you practice your religion is up to you. But it's not fair for you to say that when my aunt was born and raised in this religion. To those who think that I made this post up to bash Muslims, I'm sorry you think that. It was never my intention to start a religious debate. If you think that drawing pictures of living things is not a sin, you can take it up with your local mosque, sheikh, or whoever you follow. On to the update. The morning after I made my first post, I asked my parents if I could have a conversation about what happened. My aunt insisted on staying, so I just decided to tell them how I felt since they first arrived. I told them I don't appreciate how they made me feel. My life has literally changed, from my actions to appearance. They keep telling me it's time to wear the hijab, which I absolutely refuse to do. They also started making me pray 5 times a day. If I don't pray, my cousin will tattle. We've been sharing a room and it hasn't been the best experience. My parents were not strict religiously until my aunt came. She made my dad feel like he's not raising me properly, which is why he's trying to show my aunt otherwise. He told me that I need to start being more modest and show respect. So I told them this is a hill I was willing to die on, and I was not going to apologize. I'm very fortunate to have money saved up from my job. I told my parents I'm moving out. My friend has been looking for a roommate, and it was the perfect timing. I'm currently staying with her, and hopefully we're putting my name on the lease soon. My parents are understandably upset, but I'm not coming back home until they take my side. My aunt is not in a rush to move out, so I gave my cousin some cash to buy new paint supplies and told her whenever she wants to hang out, we can. Until then, I'm on my own. My friend has been very supportive, and I'm so lucky to have her. Again, thank you everyone for your kind words. I hope everyone gets to live the life they deserve and have happiness every day. Now in the comments, those were the most mature actions you could have taken. You should be proud of yourself. And good luck, OP. Just make sure to move that money to a bank your parents are not members of. If they're getting this extreme, they may try to take that money from you and to force you back. I also recommend getting your passport and any documents you can from them. It's not unheard of for parents to attempt to marry off daughters in Saudi or other nations. I would go no contact until they either apologize or go back to normal and have the aunt find a place to go, because it won't get better. And religious extremists don't usually let children like you go from the religion and culture they have. This is my exact fear to leaving. My mum is an absolute psychopath nowadays, and my dad is extremely submissive to it, so he just does whatever she asks. And I'm so close to just leaving, but my bank is tied to theirs, and I get a strong feeling they would do something to force me back or make my life a living hell even when I'm away. Wearing the hijab should be your choice, not hers. Good for you for getting out of that toxic environment, and best of luck to you. You're 18 years old. The ship sailed long ago for your dad to raise you properly. He doesn't get to take 18 years off his religion and then try to force it on you when he changes his mind because of pressure from his sister. For the record, the quotes are because I think your parents clearly did raise you right, because your solution is very mature. Hopefully they realize the same thing. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Friendly reminder that I'm now posting daily on my second channel, Markee 2. If you want to laugh at memes with me, link is down in the description below. On phone, you just click that little arrow underneath the video. I also want to say thank you to all my channel members and Patreon subscribers. Your names are currently floating down the screen here, and I love to see all of you guys. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for supporting me. I really appreciate it. If you see yourself on screen, I want you to give yourself a big pat on the back for being amazing as always, and thank you for supporting me again. I do hope that you guys have a good day, night, sleep, whatever it is you're up to. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.